I must have hit my head. Okay, so it was like a hallucination. Leave! This axe is stuck so deep in the ground that I can't get it out with one arm. Okay, so use 2 arms. Leave? I won't be scared off that easily. I would. Fuck that, I'm not running away. Are you kidding me? I mean, not like in real life I would be scared off, but not in a game. Fuck that. That'd be dumb. Oh, so those are supposed to be shadows. Okay. Well then. Wait, what the fuck? There's a man in a raincoat? I didn't see that. Well, shit. I missed, like, a really important thing. Well, that sucks. Oh, no, it's talking about the thing before. Okay. I was thinking, like, when I was analyzing stuff with that mask. Never mind. Alright, I'm so confused. Alright, how do I get it out, then? Can I knob it? No? I can't, I'm not running away, so what's... Okay, alright, go in there. Alright. Not leaving until I figure out what's going on. Goddamn right. And another note. Dr. Bullard, I have followed your instructions to calibrate the Tempest prognosticator. Your concern was correct. The bottles must be placed from heaviest to lightest to produce accurate results. The actual weight depends on the leech used, so I have to recalibrate every time we want to take a reading. Also note that recalibration is required if the battery in the base dies. However, the device works as intended. Once the model is aligned precisely with the moon, it may then be used to start the lunar dream apparatus safely. Josie. Bullard's research is crucial to this story. I wonder if I can get this thing working. Gotta calibrate the device. What's this shit do? Door stuck. There are electronics inside, and it looks like a battery. And another note. Well, daily log, June 11th. Using the moon as a trigger for the lunar dream apparatus has its problems. The moon must be full or nearly so, the night must be clear, and the process must be started at a very specific time to ensure that the moon is visible from inside the chamber. Josie's been following weather reports and using lunar charts to try to predict days for ideal test conditions, but it's an error-prone process. The data we get back from the weather service just isn't precise enough. Today I hit upon this solution. We'll build our own weather device. In fact, we can base it upon an exceedingly accurate design from a century ago, the Tempest prognosticator, which is what we just saw. I'll have to make some modifications for our purposes, of course. I'm sure that with some tuning, we can build a device that responds exactly to our weather needs. Then we'll need to get some leeches. Alright, so Harris Bullard built a strange device to track the phases of the moon. Bottle marked with the letter B. There's a leech inside. Must be the device Josie and Bullard built. It's some sort of weather prediction tool. Right. Alright, so... What's that? That's a thing. Hey, thing. Thing over there. Calm down, Jake. Jesus Christ.
Marguerite Higgins is my hero. She won a Pulitzer for her reporting in Korea. I went to college because of her. She goes to war zones, marches with the troops. Nothing scares her. And she gets the story. Marguerite Higgins doesn't run from a juicy story just because her life is in danger. Neither will I.
Hey, another note. Shocker. November 15th, 1960. Dear Harris, I read in the paper today that you received a special award from the college for groundbreaking research. I am writing to wish you my sincere congratulations. I've said some things that I regret, but today I wish only to extend good wishes to you and your future endeavors. Do you know the scene in North by Northwest when Cary Grant disrupts an art auction? He makes nonsensical bids until the police are called to haul him away. I saw it last summer at the cinema we used to drive to in Logan. It was lonely to go alone, but that scene made me smile. My life feels like that sometimes. I poke my head up and say something crazy every now and then, just on the off chance that somebody will take me away from all this. I'm no Cary Grant. I'm afraid. I said that weird. I would like to hear from you. Please write me back. Sincerely, Cynthia. So she missed her husband, ex-husband. So it's unlikely that she's the one that had anything to do with this. I mean, honestly, with all this weird supernatural shit going on, it seems like none of these people had anything to do with this, which honestly is a little disappointing. I don't know. Personally, I'm a little burnt out on like supernatural horror. I was kind of hoping for a more relative story, but you know, that's just my own personal hang up about it. Things over there. Wait. Alright, so he's pointing to the battery over there. So there's probably something to do. The fuck? Huh. Portrait of Bullard feels like he's looking at me. It's very strange. It seems like the guy wearing the devil mask is actually a good guy. That's just the impression I'm being given. He hasn't really done anything bad to me, whereas clearly the one of the Japanese mask is not nice. So that might be something to consider. The piano chair has been knocked over. Oh god. A lot of things to read over here. We'll take a look at that in a second. First things first, work order. Notes, client wishes to keep large items, such as the piano, unpacked for sale at auction. Do not pack contents of guest bedroom, second floor, blah, blah, blah. Client is still looking for key to first floor study. All expensive looking items are to be packed separately for immediate sale. Okay. Cool. National recognition for college, or local college. The National Academy of Sciences announced its annual picks for leaders in science academia on Wednesday. Among the recipients of this prestigious award was our own Oakley College in Logan. The college won recognition for a controversial research paper published by the school's small neuroscience department last year. We're, quote, "We are very proud to have our work recognized in this way," said Dr. Graham Wellington, chair of Oakley's Brain Studies program. "We're a very small program focused on areas of research that the big schools ignore. We applaud the Academy of Sciences for giving us the chance to prove ourselves," end quote. The award-winning paper, authored by Wellington and Dr. Harris Bullard, was written in 1962 but only published last year. Titled "Accessing Subconscious Waves Through Twisted Pair Electroencephalography, I believe. The highly technical paper caused some controversy in the neuroscience community and was ridiculed by many experts in the field. The paper was the source of some local tumult as well. Quote, "This paper was written entirely by Dr. Bullard," end quote, said one Oakley student who did not wish to give his name. Wellington just put his name on it and took all the credit. Bullard, who retired from the school last year, could not be reached for comment. So Graham Wellington claimed credit for research paper that Bullard wrote. Like an asshole. Let's take a look.
Dad took me to Wichita once before he died. We drove for 4 hours to get there, ate hamburgers, and watched a movie. Then we went home. He never explained, just told me to get in the car. I guess he knew he was going to die.
Oh, that's really depressing. Thank you. Note. Daily log, August 18th. The little mail fraud enterprise Bobby and I are operating was paid off. Since the beginning, I have had suspicions about Woodcutter's true identity, but I cannot confront him without evidence. Several months ago, I started paying Bobby extra to steal outgoing correspondence from a particular individual's mailbox. We open the letter, give it a read, and then send it on its way. It's not the most exciting trick in the book, and Bobby certainly doesn't like it, but I found it an effective method of surveillance. Today, we intercepted a very interesting letter. This one confirms one of, or most of my theories, and has been locked away for safekeeping. When I have one or two more pieces of the puzzle, I'll nail Woodcutter to a wall. I'll have to do it quickly, though. The device, my ace in the hole, is almost finished. When it's completed, there will be no reason for Woodcutter to let me live. I'll just have to get to him first. So the thing is, like, I was saying that I'm a little disappointed that there's a supernatural element. I'm purely assuming there's a supernatural element because of this shit. I mean, like, they're talking about, like, dreams and stuff like that, but, you know, take that as you will. But, like, it seems like Woodcutter's just, like, a dude, like a guy. There's some loose floorboards here. I could probably pry these floorboards up with the right tool, which I do not have. That sucks. Wait, no, this, right? Yeah. Gonna take any of this shit? Fireplace broom. Good. Can't take the shovel, though. Whatever. If I can get this booker wedged under a board, maybe I can pry it up. There's a hidden space under the floorboards. No chance in fucking hell I'm going to be able to do this. Yeah, we'll come back to this. Some sort of lockbox. There's a combination lock on it. Yeah. Oh, another note. Oops. Crystal Cave by Bobby Sawyer, Chapter 8. The passage continued downward a steep slope like we were going down a hill. The smooth crystal didn't give our feet purchase, and we were trying our best not to slip. It was dark at night, but the light from our helmets reflected strangely from the walls, making them dance blue. Once or twice I thought I saw a flicker in the glass, but it was just a trick of the light. It was cold down there, and none of us was wearing a jacket. It dawned on us that we had come totally unprepared. A few hours before, we had been whooping and shouting, excited by the crazy angles that cut the crystal entrance out of the cave wall, sure that we'd found something that was going to make us rich. Now we walked in silence. Henderson's face wore a hard, determined look. Johnson's was all suspicion. Jimmy just looked scared, his skin pale and his eyes wide. I opened my mouth to say something to him, then shut it. Either we'd found a way out or we'd died down here. All there was to it. It was then that Johnson screamed. Again, it's blocking the way. Unfortunately, I can't move it. Nothing new here. Well, he's gone. So yeah, that dude is definitely, like, guiding me. He's trying to help me out, it seems like. Ooh. Star, circle, square. Alright. Good thing I decided to turn that back on. Yeah. We got a key. Good. Alright, Bill, I owe you many thanks for forwarding my request to the New York Times. I think we have the opportunity to tell one of the great science stories of the 20th century, and make a considerable sum in the process. The Times is a great first step, but when we are finished, I want to have headlines written about me on the front page of every paper in the country. The key to our success is Harris Bullard's brain research. He has discovered something fundamental about the operation of subconscious brain waves, and I believe that he will soon harness the knowledge to build a device whose objective is to whose object is to make men superhuman. Our first task is to procure this device before Bullard can publicize it. and my plans for accomplishing that are already in motion. Once the device is in my hands, I am confident that I can reproduce and improve upon his work. That, Mr. Mitchell, is where you come in. An invention of this magnitude must not be cosigned? An invention of this magnitude must not be consigned to the boneyard of the academic journal. It deserves praise and recognition from the common man. We will make it the story of the year, and then we will sell the technology to those rich enough to meet our price. For now, we wait for Bullard to finish the device, then we will make our move. I look forward to your continued cooperation in this mutually beneficial partnership. Best regards, Graham Wellington. Graham Wellington is a piece of shit. Alright, so he was conspiring to steal Bullard's research. And what's this? It's a code. Yeah, safe combination. Good. So it was left 20, right 50, and then something else. Left 20, right 50, left 10. Alright. Then the old key. We got the broom. We got a bunch of shit. Okay, cool. So I think the old key should be useful for this over here. Right here. Right? Door stuck. There are electronics inside, and it looks like a battery. Shit. Okay, never mind. In that case, I guess we just exit. I suppose. Now we got the kitchen. Somebody was in a rush to pack this stuff. Sorry, I'm having a really hard time right now. Just coughing a whole bunch. It's really frustrating. Alright, the stovetop is clean. It probably works. What's going on in here? Wow, I opened that violently. United States Patent Office, January 3rd, Harris Bullard, blah, blah, blah. Abstract of the disclosure. A pair of goggles is provided which includes a metal strip, a battery, and lenses, an assembly which, when placed over the eyes so that it rests against the head, permits the metal strip to touch the skin just above the left ear and crossing the forehead to touch the skin above the right ear as well. The function of the metal strip is to detect upon contact electromagnetic impulses from the brain and to transmit them to the lenses. The lenses are created from a glass material that is made to alter its refraction of light based on electromagnetic impulses received from the metal strip and amplified by the battery. This invention relates to the visualization of electromagnetic activity in the brain, and more particularly, the creation of visual patterns based on the neural activity of the subconscious. I was expecting to find a head in there. Swear to Christ. A coffee can that's frozen shut. I can hear something rattling around inside. Well, need to heat it up. Okay, it's just that. Fuck. All these noises all of a sudden. I don't like this. Nothing? Alright then. Bobby, here's the list of supplies this week. I know you're angry that I haven't paid in a month, but please wait a little bit longer. I have some money coming, and I'll be able to pay you soon. All that stuff. Get as many, or leeches as many as you can get alive. So Bullard owed him money. Harris Bullard, I am woodcutter. You will complete your research and then hand it to me, or we can discuss the South Pacific in 1944. So, almost definitively, this is Graham that's pulling this shit. There's a well outside. Harris Bullard, I'm woodcutter. You have 5 days. I'm coming. Huh. So we got the door over there, which will probably lead me back to where I was. I used the old key to unlock the door. Whoa, what the fuck is that? Leeches? This is disgusting. And a note. Crystal Cave by Bobby Sawyer, Chapter 14. We rounded the corner and Johnson stopped dead like he'd been given an electric shock. I about ran into him, cursing before I heard it. From somewhere far ahead, deep in the darkness, somebody was singing a woman's voice. It echoed off the crystal walls and then seemed everywhere at once. The song was so faint I listened hard but couldn't make out the words. The melody was odd, ghost-like. But it was definitely a person singing. Johnson turned and looked at me, but I didn't say anything. We both understood. Somebody was down there. Somebody who must know the way out. We were saved. We broke into a run, then Johnson cradling his arm as we tried to cross the forest of crystal, scrambling over translucent beams of amethyst, big as fallen redwoods. I slipped, hit the smooth surface hard, but got up again. We followed the woman's voice deeper and deeper into the cave. Jimmy got to the plateau first. I could tell before I made the rise that something was wrong. In the middle of the mesa was a sort of hatch, like something off the deck of a submarine. It was round and made of steel, and sticking out of it was a metal locking wheel. The woman's song drifted up from it like smoke. I looked back at Johnson as I grasped the handle. He was out of breath, still clutching his wrist where his hand had been. Trying to keep the cloth tourniquet tight around the stump, he nodded and I gave it a turn. That music was distracting. Bottle the letter is printed on the label. Oh. I'm collecting bottles now. Alright. Oh my god, 2 newspapers. Alright. Gold winter increases risk of exposure. Oh god, note overload. Jesus Christ. Okay, December 27th. I'm really sorry. If you're not fond of the note reading, well, you probably stopped watching at this point. With temperatures below 20 for most of the state, experts warn the deaths from hypothermia are on the rise. Several deaths have already been attributed to the cold this year, including 2 hikers from south of Ottawa and a man in Wichita. December is one of the deadliest months, said Charles Manning, chief medical examiner of Ottawa PD. People don't realize how cold it's gotten and go out unprepared. Profound hypothermia occurs when a person's core body temperature drops below 90 degrees Fahrenheit. However, scientists do not yet understand why the deep cold kills some people and spares others. According to Manning, men are at greater risk than women, and the cold is particularly dangerous for thin people. Identifying death by hypothermia can be a challenge, said Manning. If the victim is found in the snow with his clothes half off, then we know. But sometimes bodies aren't recovered until much later, often without a mark on them. Scientists do not understand why victims of hypothermia remove their clothing, a phenomenon called paradoxical undressing, while others do not. Last March, the body of a 30-year-old woman who had been missing for several days was found near Topeka. After failing to identify the cause of death, the coroner chalked it up to exposure to the elements. The easiest way to stay safe is to not go out alone in the cold, especially at night, said Manning. If you must go out, make sure that other people know where you're headed and dress warmly. If you're in a car accident, stay in the car. Don't try to hoof it to the next town on your own. Okay, so I'm thinking about this. The thing that drew us to here was the mention of hypothermia in the summer or something like that, right? And I'm thinking about this, like, we had that hallucination of being in, like, this wintry tundra, basically, and it makes no sense. So there has to be some level of supernatural element going on here, because nothing else makes sense otherwise. Whoa. This is real. I could die here. Something else here? Huh. I'm not really sure what I can do with the leeches. Wait. Something else there? I can't reach it, though. Shit. No, it's just a leg. Never mind. I'll read this real quick. All right, the week in review. Johnson City, Texas. President Johnson boned up on reports and correspondence at the LBJ Ranch today, pending arrival of cabinet officials for a wide-ranging preview of defense and foreign problems. Defense Secretary Robert S. McNamara and Deputy Defense Secretary Cyrus R. Vance were due to arrive by Jetstar at 3 p.m., and will remain overnight at the ranch. Saigon, South Vietnam, the Viet Cong mounted an assault on the Bien Hoa? I don't fucking know. Airport in Saigon on November 1st. Washington has yet to comment on the impact of the attack on U.S. operations in Vietnam. Neshoba County, 18 men arrested by the FBI in connection with the murder of 3 civil rights workers are still awaiting formal charges from the state. The men, alleged to be members of the Ku Klux Klan, are accused of murdering James Chaney, Andrew Goodman, and Michael Schwerner, with the tacit cooperation of the local police. The 3 activists, were visiting the area to investigate the burning of a church. Entertainment, the Supremes' Baby Love remains at the top of the charts this week, followed closely by Oh Pretty Woman by Roy Orbison. At the movies, The Outrage opened this week. Paul Newman, blah, 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 whatever. Anyway.
If Woodcutter killed Bullard, he was pretty sneaky about it. No marks on the body, no sign of a struggle. Coroner ruled it was pancreatic failure. How do you kill a man without leaving a mark on him? And why return to the scene of the crime?
What the fuck? This is all wrong. Ivy always slept on my left side. Did I already check this? Very observant. It's very old.